Leo, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is your collective reading for November. Now, as this is a collective reading, not everything will resonate, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this for yourself, then please check your other placements and you're likely to find a message in there. Now, if you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anyone else that needs to hear it. And if you want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed already, if you want to press that subscription button and press the notification bell, it will let you know whenever else I do publish new content. Now, I also have playlists on the channel, so if you do want to hear any Leo readings at any point, other than the monthly ones, they are all pretty timeless. So feel free to go and check those out whenever you feel like it. So let's get into your reading. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for Leo, for what's coming up? I only want 3, not half deck, but what's coming up in the month of November. And you're giving me loads. That's fine. Okay, so your overall energy then we have. So we've got the 5 of Summer. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. So the 5 of Summer is very much like the 5 of Cups. So it's very much feeling stuck. You may be going through a bit of depression. You're feeling a lot of regret and remorse about something that you've lost. Now, this 5 of Summer could be that you're ready to move from that, or it could be that you're simply dwelling in that kind of energy. Now, this could be something that you're just feeling at the start of the month, but it could also be something that you are experiencing throughout the month itself. Now, at the beginning of the month, we do have the 4 of Summer. So being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, and discontented with life. So this is potentially telling me that you may have taken somebody for granted that's around you. Maybe you've got somebody that is there trying to support you and you're not seeing it. It could be that you are feeling very discontented. Maybe you're living you could be dreaming quite a lot, potentially fantasizing over what you want from life, not really living in it. It could be very much of you trying to explore your other options that are out there. Very much the grass is greener on the other side kind of energy. Thinking about what you could be getting instead of appreciating and understanding what it is that you have got. Very much being distracted, being a bit bored with what you've got at the moment within life, and just not being really content with anything that you have got. Let's get you some clarification on that. Okay, so we have a 3 of Pentacles. So this could either be somebody that you're working with, potentially, or it could be something to do with work. It could be something that you need to be working on. This is very much collaborating with people, setting up some sort of partnership or working in a partnership, cooperating with people, working together. So like I said, this could be something to do with work. This could be maybe a relationship where you need to be working together on something. We have the 5 of Cups again. So exactly the same energy as what you've got in the overall. And weirdly, underneath that, we have the 3 of Autumn, which is the 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, very much being skilled at what you're doing as well. So knowing you've got the skills to move forward, having having confidence that you can work on something with someone or with other people, very much working. Like I say, the 5 of Cups there, very much suggesting that you're going through some sort of grief. You're going through some sorrow about some sort of loss. So maybe this is a loss of a job. Maybe it's a loss of a relationship. it could be a lot, it could be any sort of loss that you've gone through, but you are very much grieving it. Now you have to be careful with the Five of Cups, because you can get stuck in that energy, and you can get quite depressed about it too. Now, whatever this is, we have a Tower in the reverse, which is telling me that you're trying to avoid some sort of disaster. So something in you is needing to change a little bit. Now, this could be very much about something that you're distracting yourself from. Maybe it's you're not seeing an opportunity for growth. The Tower is very much you rebuilding something. It's very much, if you've had an ending of some sort, maybe it could be a belief system. Again, it could be a job that you're wanting to end, or that you need to move on from. It could be a relationship that's come to an end. This is very much it coming to an end so that things can be rebuilt better. Now, this is telling me that you're trying to delay something. So you may not have completely ended something. You may not have let go of something. Now, again, we've got the work. Maybe this is something to do with a job. Maybe you're in need of changing jobs, but you don't want to yet. You haven't let it go. Maybe it's that you need to work with somebody about something, but you haven't quite come to terms with what you need to be working on. We do have a Seven of Swords, so there is a need for some sort of truth. Now, this is very much a sword, a card of potential communication. In the upright, it's people doing things sneakily, deceptively behind people's back, very much making plans in secret, keeping things from other people. In the reverse, it's very much being clear, open, and coming to terms, laying all your cards out on the table, letting people know what's going on. So this is something where somebody either needs to tell you or what's going on, or you need to communicate with other people. Now, with that coming out near the Tower, that is suggesting to me that something that you've been holding on to potentially could be something that you need to open up about and communicate. We have the Justice card, which is telling me that there is some sort of possibly a legal decision that is being made fairly. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to mean legal decision. It could just be any sort of decision where all of the evidence is considered and a decision is being made rationally and fairly. And we have the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant can suggest a few things. It can be very much representative of somebody's faith, and it is a faith in the higher powers. It's very much having a lot of faith. It could be faith in yourself, having a lot of self-belief. It could also represent a marriage, a very high-level commitment. So this could be representing that as well. So it could be something to do with a decisions being made about some sort of commitment. Now, the Hierophant can also represent a mentor, maybe somebody that you've been learning something from at work, potentially. That could be who you need to be working with and collaborating with. It could be any number of things. So this Four of Summer, what you could be getting you might be distracting yourself to prevent this Tower from falling with regards to a decision that is being made. But it's definitely some need of some sort of communication. But it's like you might be preventing yourself from having that communication, maybe distracting yourself from actually working things out or working together and communicating collaboratively with somebody because you're too busy going through loss and grief, but you haven't let go. You haven't started rebuilding things yet. So it could potentially be that maybe something's happened. Maybe you've lost a job and you haven't started looking for a new one yet. Maybe you've ended a relationship, but you've not let that person go yet. So you're not able, and you've not addressed anything that you may have contributed towards it. Because let's face it, not everybody's innocent in a relationship. When things come to an end, there's always at least one thing that everybody's got to work on. And a lot of the time, it's inner traumas within ourselves from the past. So it could very well be that you've not been addressing certain things from the past that are triggering you and causing you to sit in this kind of grief energy. But it is very much suggesting to me that you do need to talk to somebody about it. And these could be very much people that you need to talk to about. I mean, the Hierophant, we've got Taurus energy there, and Justice is Libra energy. So maybe you need to talk to people about something. About what's going on. Maybe you need to open up to people and learn ways of dealing with it. It could just be that you need to make a decision about something, a fair decision, but you're distracting yourself. But communication definitely needs to happen, and it does look as though you'll be able to release this Tower once you've had that communication and then a decision's been made. Now, in your challenge position, we have the Nine of Autumn. So reward yourself for all your hard work, being happy and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So the Nine of Autumn is the Nine of Pentacles. Now that is very much, it can be a card of being single and abundant. It can be very much somebody that is very independent, successful. They're very skilled. They've got a lot of stability. They're very good on their own. Now this could be a person that you feel is all of that. That is very much Virgo energy. Can also be Capricorn, Taurus as well. It's very much Earth. But it could simply be that maybe being single is a challenge to you. Maybe your stability isn't quite there. Maybe being independent is a big challenge to you. It could be very much that being independent on your own is challenging. Maybe you're somebody that doesn't like being on your own. It could even be that sometimes the Nine of Autumn comes out. If she was in the reverse, I say she because it's female on the card, but you don't have to be female. All genders are fluid in tarot. They just, to flop them around. It's just personality traits. The Nine of Autumn, it can also be somebody that can act a little bit wild and a little bit reckless. She's like a law unto themselves kind of thing. So maybe that could be behaviour that you need to curb potentially. A bit of a party animal that you might need to rein it in a little bit. Because she's very successful. She's got a lot of money. And sometimes she can spend it quite quickly too. Okay, so your challenge, so to clarify that Nine of Autumn, so we have a Wheel of Fortune, so there's a lesson that hasn't finished being learnt, and that's going to have something to do with this Tower. So there's definitely a lesson that still needs to be finished. Now this lesson, depending on what it is, it's something to do with this Nine of Autumn. So possibly stability, being on your own, independence, but there's a lesson to be learned about it. Supporting yourself, looking after yourself, being independent, not relying on others. Once you've learned a lesson regarding that, the wheel should turn upright and you'll have, happy abundance. You'll have, good fortune. If it turns the other way, it's kind of like a repeating cycle, bad luck. It's very much the karmic wheel where you are receiving what you've put out. So, it's basically reaping. How do I put it? It's dealing with the decisions that you've made. So it's kind of, reaping the rewards for the decisions that you've made. So if you've made a few bad ones, it's bad luck. If you've made good ones, then you get the happiness and the good luck from it. We have an Ace of Pentacles coming out as a challenge. So your stability, so the Nine of Autumn and her stability, the stability and potentially finances is a challenge. Now this can also be a new job, it could be a pay rise, it could be a windfall of money coming in, but it is a challenge. So to me this is something that hasn't been completely decided on. If it was in the reverse, it's a loss of money, a loss of a job potentially. The upright, it's a new one, a new start, a new beginning to something abundant. Now, coming out to the side, finances potentially are a challenge for you. Having a new source of income, Could be a bit of a challenge. Maybe you are needing to get a new job. Maybe you need a pay rise. Maybe it could simply be that you need to learn how to look after your money. We do have an Empress in the reverse, to the side as well. So very much suggesting that somebody could be in your energy. It could be a mother figure. Maybe you've got a child with this person. Maybe you have, maybe this is your mother. Maybe it's a family member that's got a child. It could be somebody that just embodies the Empress energy. Now, the Empress is very much, like I say, she's a mother figure, but she's also very loving, nurturing, giving. She is abundant. She is very much somebody that will nurture things, plant seeds, let it grow. She's very spiritual. She's very driven. She's pretty much got everything going for her. Now, the Empress is a challenge. So whether this is somebody in your energy that is a challenge for you, and you need to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Maybe you've been relying on this Empress quite a lot, because this Nine of Autumn is very independent. But the Nine of Autumn is also the card that comes before the Empress. It's what we call the pre-Empress energy. So the Nine of Autumn turns into the Empress. So potentially taking that next step, going into the Empress. So, whatever this lesson is, learning this lesson, becoming more stable with your finances, could potentially lead into becoming that Empress energy. We also have a Six of Pentacles coming out to the sign, which is suggesting that fairness, and if you have a look, so the Six of Pentacles in the upright, can you see how the pentacles are uneven, how they're giving out? This suggests to me that part of all of this is to do with give and take. It could be that you give too much at work, or you take too much at work and you don't give enough, or you don't, maybe you are somebody that cruises along and does the bare minimum. It could be that you've received more in a relationship than you've given, and this is very much suggesting that balancing things out is a big challenge for you. Maybe you don't know how to balance things out. Now that's sandwiched between the Empress and also the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is stability. He is a boss. He's somebody that's very good at what he does. He's very skilled. He's very tactical. He's very, very good with money. Again, this is a big challenge. So this very much suggests to me that a lot of this challenge that you've got to deal with, that this lesson that you need to learn, is about being independent, relying on yourself, making sure that you're stable, and making sure that you're giving an equal amount as you're receiving. So very much the give and the take energy, the nurturing, the loving, the emotions behind things, and very, very much the stability. Maybe you have gone into a relationship with somebody and you found that they're very much a taker. Maybe you're the one that's paying for everything, and this is telling you actually you're just losing money quite a lot. You need to be, curbing that in, making sure you get in equal give and take. The King of Pentacles in the reverse is somebody that's very skilled at their job but can't keep a hold of money. So it could be somebody very much in debt. So coming out of debt, getting that stability again, could be a big, big challenge. The Empress is also somebody that's very creative. So maybe this is a new start in a creative endeavor that you're looking at, but it's not balanced. Maybe you're looking at, starting a new business, a creative business, being self-employed. You've got all the skills, but you've not got the money to go along with it. So maybe you're expecting somebody else to help finance it. But the lesson is that you need to be stable and independent, not necessarily relying on other people, because it's very much, equaling out that give and take energy. Now, in the outcome, when you get over this challenge, we do have a Queen of Summer and we have an Ace of Autumn. Now, the Queen of Summer then, listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. So this is very much how I was saying about somebody that gives too much. The Pentacles is somebody or the Six of Pentacles is very much one-sided giving. Now, this could be you at the end of the month. This could be somebody else in your energy. We also have the Ace of Autumn, which is the Ace of Pentacles. A windfall of money, advice or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. So this is suggesting to me that you'll be starting something new. Now, this is going to be something that you may find an emotional fulfillment with. It could very well be that you're starting something new with somebody that is, very much a giver. Somebody that is full of emotion. They're full of empathy. They're loving. They're very nurturing. They're somebody that would comfort you whenever you need it. This is very much somebody that, will do anything for anybody and can very much give far too much. So potentially balancing things out. Part of this challenge is balancing it out. Maybe you've been in a relationship with this Queen of Summer. Maybe that's what you've lost. And realizing that if you want to work on things, you've got to balance it out with them in order to have a new start, because you're aware that things were not balanced. It could simply be that, if this is, like I say, this is a work situation. It could just be that you give too much at work and you need to stop giving so much. This Queen of Summer could be your energy. It could be that you're getting into something brand new with somebody that's extremely loving. It does suggest to me maybe you are looking at a new job, potentially, or a new, like I say, this could be very much a new job, a pay rise, a promotion. You may just come into a lump sum of money at the end of the month as well. Or it's just something that you find very abundant that you are starting. Something that you'll find profitable, a new start to stability. Let's get some clarification on what this Queen of Summer and the Ace of Autumn is for you. Okay, so we have a Four of Pentacles. So very much holding on to something. So potentially the Four of Pentacles as well is somebody that is holding on to stability. So whether you're holding on to something, still holding on to something from the past. So maybe whatever this tower is that you've avoided disaster on, you may still be holding on to it. Maybe that's this Queen of Summer. You've not released it. You're still holding on to it with a very tight grasp. Potentially feeling that you're actually going to have an abundant new start with it. Very much trying to create stability and have hold on to whatever stability you've got there. We do have a Five of Swords, so walking away from any sort of betrayal, any backstabbing, walking away from drama as well. Anything that is causing upsets and drama, you want it to be peaceful. You don't want things there. We have a King of Swords in the reverse, which is somebody that can be a little bit manipulative as well. Now, whether this is your energy or whether this is somebody else's energy, this is a potentially Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So it could be one of those. It's somebody that the King of Swords doesn't communicate his emotions. He's very cold. So this could potentially be somebody that is keeping things to themselves. They're not talking about how they're feeling. So you could find that, you might be, maybe you're in a relationship with this Queen of Summer, but you don't want to communicate how you're feeling to them. It could be that you want to communicate with them, but you can't do it yet. It could be that you're the Queen of Summer and someone's not communicating to you about their feelings very much. Like I say, it could be that there's some manipulation going on there. The King of Swords is very good with words. Very, very good with words. Very much a good talker. Could sell snow to an Eskimo. Kind of communication skills. Very, very gifted with communicating. But can be very deceptive and manipulative with that when it's in the reverse. So do be careful of somebody in your energy that is like that. And if it is you embodying that, obviously that's something that's quite negative. You will want to try and walk away and not do that. Now we also have a Two of Wands. which is suggesting to me that you are potentially planning some sort of successful partnership. The Two of Wands is possibly starting a business partnership with somebody, moving towards a successful business partnership. Now, it could be just any sort of successful union. It could very well be literally starting up a partnership. It could be getting into a romance as well that you feel will be successful and abundant. It is something that you're going to be very passionate about it. The Wands are very much the card of passion. Now, it could be that this King of Swords, so where he can be manipulative as well, he's also somebody that doesn't necessarily see the truth of a situation. So it could be that you're planning something and holding on to somebody, and then you feel he's going to be really successful, but you can't really see the truth of everything. Maybe you've not seen that it could be successful. Maybe you've just been planning it, but it can also be that you're being super critical of yourself as well. And others. So maybe it could be that where you feel that somebody may have lied, manipulated or deceived, and you're trying to walk away from them. It could be that you're not actually seeing the situation for what it is fully. So you may be, trying to plan this successful partnership potentially, but maybe the truth of the situation is they don't necessarily want that with you. If it's all to do with the same person, it might not be. It could be that you are very critical of yourself. So this could very much be you arguing with yourself in your head. You could have betrayed yourself, self-sabotage very much, and you're not seeing quite how much you've sabotaged yourself, but you're planning to move forward, and you're planning to have that successful union, but at the same time, you're still sabotaging yourself. We've got the Five of Pentacles, so that's having a lack of money. It's feeling abandoned. It is feeling like you're out of touch. Now, the thing is with this, so you can see how you've got the person here with it. He's got his crutches. You've got a lady that's basically wearing rags, no shoes on. And there's a big glass window right behind. Now, that's supposed to represent a church. This is very much them being out in the cold, feeling like they've been abandoned, but they could go into that church. They could go and get the help that they need, but this is very much them sitting in victim mentality and not taking ownership for things and not driving things forward themselves. So what could be happening is that either you or someone around you is planning something, but somebody's sitting in victim mentality and not wanting to take ownership. They're not trying to get the help that's needed. They feel like other people might need to be doing it for them. Again, it all boils down to this Six of Pentacles, give and take energy. Potentially it's you that may have been a bit of a taker, and that's why you're holding on tightly, and you might be doing the whole, let them do it for me kind of energy, and expect other people to offer you to come in and, let you maybe you're expecting them to do all the legwork for you instead of you going and doing the legwork yourself. It could be very much that they might be sitting in that church behind, waiting for you to knock on the door, and they're, waiting for you to waiting to open that door when you knock on it, but you're not taking that step to knock on that door. So it's very much telling me that, you may want a successful partnership, but you're not taking the steps towards it. So you feel like you're out on the outside, possibly, and instead of going towards what it is that you want, going towards that stability, that help, you're holding on tight to what you've got so far, but you're not moving any further forward. You're sitting on it. Again, it's the self-sabotage thing. So it's still like you're trying to come out of self-sabotage. You're trying to walk away from people that have kept you, deceived, but you're not doing anything to help yourself at the same time. So you could have a very abundant ending of the month with a very emotional one with something new, but you need to take action towards it. This is telling me that you've got every intention of taking action. You want to take action. You've got the plans in place, but you're not taking the action. You want to move away from things that aren't serving you. You want to move away from betrayal. You want to move away from self-sabotage. But you're telling yourself off at the same time, or you're deceiving yourself, or you could be lying and manipulating people, and or somebody could be doing that to you. So you're not taking the steps that you need to. You're not putting the plans into action. This is planning it, you know, but you're not taking the action that you need to. So in order to have that new abundant start, you need to be making sure that you're taking the action, that you're taking the initiative and doing things yourself. And it's all to do with this, putting this lesson into practice. So very much putting about being stable and independent and self-reliant into practice to have the outcome that you want. Or not necessarily have the outcome you want, but to at least have a good outcome where you have a new start to something that is going to be something stable. Making things balanced and fair within your life. Right, let's get you a Spirit of the Animal Oracle to see if there's any more messages that Spirit would like to convey. So dragon, supernatural, you are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Now, at the bottom we also have horse, freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength, which is the card for Leo. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. So very much, you know, going towards what it is you want, but having that strength to follow it through. Right, I hope you enjoyed your reading today, Leo. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget there is a playlist of Leo readings from me on my channel, so feel free to check that out whenever you want to. Good luck for November, and thank you for joining me.